Alright guys, here we are again trying to finish this thing up. Last night is about 2:30 in the morning before I got the carburetor set on there, but didn't have the gasket. Got a little bit of ahead of myself and put the bracket over here for the linkage with the carburetor on, and can't do that without putting the valve covers on first, because you can't put the valve covers on with that bracket in the way. So we're going to pull the carburetor back off, pull that bracket off. We're going to finish adjusting these valves out because I only got them down to 0 lash just in order to put the intake on for you. So we'll crank them down 3/4 of a turn and then we'll go back to it. But hopefully tonight we'll get this thing all buttoned back up except for, you know, the air conditioner, power steering pump, all that crap. So here we go. Let's take this off. Set her down. I need this right here. Get this stuff done. La 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 la. Alright. We'll try not to lose the bolts and stuff. Alright, so now we're just gonna crank these valves down 3/4 of a turn. And then we'll re-slap the valve covers on it. Starting right here, 1/2. One more pass, 3/4. 1/2, 3/4. 1/2, 3/4. I have to change the setup here, huh? You just say okay. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. One quarter, 1/2, 3/4. See if we can get to that back one. This should be interesting. 1/4. 1/2. 3/4. And we go on this side. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. Quarter. That was nice, wasn't it? Half, 3/4. There we go. We hope. Like I said, we might have to tear a whole darn part down over here to get the valve covers back off. So we're going to slide the valve covers back on here. You got them. Lights right there. My son's out here trying to help me, so we can get this thing buttoned up so I can really clean it down. Alright. For you guys that don't know, right here right here where that intake goes back on there, there's a little step, always is. You take a little bit of that, that's what I was saying the other night, save some of that. Take some of that RTV, smear it a little bit on there. Right where the intake meets the heads. If not, you're going to end up with a leak. So, let's see, which one we got right here? It'd been nice if you took the stuff out of it, my man. I'm missing some bolts. Alright. We're not going to change the valve cover gaskets at the present moment because I got a funny feeling I'm going to have to take these things back off. In order to adjust them valves like they need to be. Alrighty. There are, in the back of this thing, Chris, take that light, there's some bolts. Well, it looks just like this, but they're got a long stem on them, and I need them for the back. Alright. There we go. Went to the parts place today. Tried to buy some new spark plugs. Guess what? Of course, they don't have them in stock. I'm one of them AC Delco people. And I like the rapid fires for this little truck. There you go. Thank you, sir. And they didn't have them. So we're going to do everything up to that point, and then maybe tomorrow evening I will be able to finish this thing up. And then we'll get to hear it run. Yay, us. So, come on. If I can get one, the rest will go. This is what's called, we stayed up too long. This almost 10 o'clock now. So I've been in the shop all day long, so I'm about wore out again as usual. But we'll get this finished up. On another note, my youngest stepson is fixing to start driving. So wife drug home a car today. It was an 04 Malibu. So I gotta get this thing done so I can spend time working on his truck when I ain't working on, his car, when I ain't working on his car. Then I get to work on my youngest son's truck. Just like a never-ending battle with these youngins.
Best work due to captivity.
Oh, we never worry about my cars. We just worry about everybody else's. La la la. So we'll get this done, but my son Chris has offered to edit these videos and get them down where they're worth looking at. And I appreciate that one, because I have no idea how I'm going to do that kind of crap. So, we almost got this thing buttoned back up. Uh-oh. I'm missing a couple. Or one. You see that little nut right there?
Mm-hmm.
Right screw. Take that other light, go back here in the back of this thing, see if you can find it. It might have fell out in the back of that car where we had all this stuff sitting in it. I'm just missing one. Alright. Here we go again where we started this thing about keeping up with these two. This makes things way easier on them back two nuts or bolts. So don't throw these away, don't cut them off. It's just a pain in the butt if you do. So I'll slide this one in here. We'll slide this one back here. If I can find that hole. Here we go. And those little things make it a lot easier, man, just to slide that right over top of it. Did you find it?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I got some more in there. I'll just move it to the front where I can get to it a lot easier. Because I want to make sure I get this carburetor on here and get her locked down. Get on there. Ooh. That's being a pain in the butt there. Oh, there it goes. Alright. Let's crank these down and be done with this situation. Come on. There it is. All them wires. All right. Get this one. That's a first. There it is. Now we'll just walk around this thing and the hood. Ha! There's the problem. Where's the light? I got it right here. Using a 3/8 instead of a 10 millimeter. That don't work. And again, no torque wrench. I think Yeah, you've been doing this stuff long enough, man. You can pretty much feel how tight that bolt needs to be. You got these guys out there swearing up and down. Oh, we gotta torque everything down to this, and we gotta torque it down to that, which is good, like on heads, rod bolts, main bolts, all that kind of stuff. But simple stuff like intakes and freaking valve covers and that kind of crap, man, that's a little overkill as far as I'm concerned. But since I was using the wrong one, let's go back, because I thought I had a 10 on there. But they look just the same. Let's go back and hit this back one again. Now, let's hit that back one more time on this side. This is I don't know where that valve cover bolt could have went to. But we'll tighten all these down. We'll take that front one, move it over to there so I can finish putting this thing together a second. You know, dig through my bolt box and find one that works. Yeah. Let's take this one and we'll move it back there so we can put it all back together. I can still reach this one. We're not going to get that far this evening. We'll at least get the darn thing pretty much back together. Do. Alright. So, the valves are adjusted according to the way General Motors says do it. No, we can't do that because this thing's got a twist and twirl. Let's put our brake buster hose back in. Good Lord. I don't remember that being that freaking tight. Come on, you. There we go. All right. Now, let's stick our distributor cap back on there. You snatch it, I think it's on the left side right there. So, here we go with this. I know it's still loose, but that's just the way it works. These have to go behind here. Uh-oh. Oh, just to say, wife's home, everybody started acting busy. Here's our transmission pressure cable. Lord, I'll spend some time talking about that in a minute, because that's a freaking nightmare. So, let's see. This needs to come under here. And this air conditioner, and all that crap. Well, crap, that should have went underneath there. Now I got it. Here we go. Electronics back down to here. This needs to go on the bottom. Alright. Here's our choke. I'll tell you one thing I did miss. Where in the heck did it go? Here it is. Alright, we gotta...
It's starting to come together now.
Yeah, now we're starting to get back to it. We gotta hook up our tack. And let me tell you something, people. Hooking up that tack on this little thing, they got 1,500 different wire diagrams. And you just gotta play the guessing game until you figure it out. So you got that. This is, like I said, this is the choke. The other rest of this stuff will hook up to the coil when I get that back on there. Oh, no. So we got, I like for this to be here. This is our alternator hookup. I like for all that stuff to run back this direction. Now, screwdriver. Alright, let's tighten this down. Let's get the back one. Tighten that down. Alright. You good there? Woo! That's right. Who is that wrestler that does that? Woo! Ric Flair. There you go. My Ric Flair imitation. Alright, so you got most of that stuff done. And I throw that in the bottom and it should have went on the top. And you'll see why in a minute. Alright. Now we are ready to put our little doohickey here back on there to hook up all our links to the carburetor. Oh, excuse me, sir. I gotta get on this side. Let's put this dipstick tube back in. Dipstick back in the dipstick tube. All right. Now, this may take a few minutes because it's a pain in the butt. All right, we gotta have spacers on the bottom, like so. We're gonna set this on top. Well, it works better if we do it this way. I'm gonna set this on the top. All right, now we're in there. Let's see if we can tighten that crap down. Come on. Get in the hole. There it goes. All right. Now we're on the ball game. Now what I do about 7/16. So now we're bringing her down to the finishing stage as far as closing the motor up and getting it ready to clean up before I put all this accessory crap on there and get rid of all this oil and crap. There we go. Now, impart a little knowledge. Let's see. Get this stuck down behind here. There's our air conditioner, alternator, choke. Well, crap. This is what I hate right here, man. Alright. So now we gotta move all this crap out of the way. Because this should have went underneath the freaking distributor. So we'll get it, just hang on. It's loose, so it ain't gonna be that big a deal. So now we'll turn her back and we're where we need to be. Alright. And again, this is just coil stuff. Tack hooked up. Everything's pretty much done. I do believe. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get her vacuum line up here. And this one for the distributor. For the sprocket vents. Alright. Look at there, folks. We about got it. Anyway, part of some information, man. You're going to rebuild one of these little motors or any motor whatsoever. Don't go with no remanufactured crankshaft. Lord, you're just asking for trouble. You're just going to spend time and time again, man, going in there and freaking replacing rear main seals when evidently what they do when they remanufacture a crankshaft, they polish that back oil seal surface, which turns it under, and the seal can't freaking seal on it. Because this one's still leaking. I should know better when I did it, but I was low on money, so I did that. So, word of advice, always buy a new crankshaft. Don't buy remanufactured. Unless you want to put the sleeve and all that stuff when you put the seal back in. Let's see, another one. For you guys that don't know about this 700 or 750Rs, or this little thing, I grew up old school. We had the modulator valves on the back, worked on vacuum and all this stuff. And this little thing right here will do nothing but cause you major freaking issues. And just since I just moved that, just took it off, put it right back on, I guarantee you, I will spend an hour readjusting this little thing, one little bit notch at a time till I get that transmission shift right. So, just word of advice right there. Not saying anything bad, just it just doesn't make any sense. But we'll get this thing stuck back in here. If I can move all this other crap out of the way. Alright. Here we go. Come on. There it is. Alright. Now, where'd I tuck the accelerator cable at? Here it is. What crap is it? Oh. I got it. Alright. So now, valve's final adjustment, we hope, because I've never had much good doing that. We still like a nut right, a bolt right there, and I'm sure it's sitting in the back of this thing somewhere. We've got all our accelerator stuff, distributor cap back on it, distributor in place. We're fixing to set the carburetor back down on here, bolt it down for the last time, hook up the rest of that stuff. And then all we like is putting on accessories on, air conditioner, power steering pump, alternator. But once I get the carburetor on here, Then I can clean this motor down real good. Then it'll start looking like it used to. Of course, it's not going to look near as good as that thumbnail, because once you tear one apart 4 or 5 times, you kind of lose interest in how it looks. You just want the darn thing to run. So that's where we're at, guys. So let's stick this carburetor. Let's see how that comes into play. We're good there. Alright, some washers and some nuts. Washer. 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 And another washer. Nut. Another nut. That's right, nuts. It's all freaking nuts. You mess with this stuff long enough, you go freaking nuts. Alright. Hey man, if you don't mind, take that light look over and find me a 1/2 inch socket. We'll have this thing about under control. Small socket, not no deep well or anything. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Thank you, sir. Alright. Now, this is where you definitely don't want to get a heavy hand on something. I need a 3/8. That's a 1/4 inch.
Oh, that.
This is where you don't want to get heavy handed, man. That cast aluminum on those bases, man, they'll snap. And then you got a $300-400 piece of crap. 1/4 inch, look here. See that? That's 1/4 inch. How am I gonna fit that in there? Come on, man, get with the program. So you just want to lightly snug these down and just keep walking around and you feel comfortable with how tight it is. And we can bring back out the torque wrench, but I don't hold much stock in them torque wrenches on little stuff. Did we find one? There we go.
Is it 1/2 inch?
Well, it better be. That's what I sent you after. Come on, man. Get with the program. What turned out to be a weekend project has turned out to be almost a freaking month and a half. But like I said, now I got another one sitting over here I gotta work on, do some body work and all kind of crap to it. So I gotta get this one finished. Oh, plus I'd like to drive it. I haven't drove this thing in a year, thanks to emission control, which is a bunch of horse crap. Because you go down the end of my road across the street, they don't have to do emissions. But on this side of the street, you have to do emissions. Now, how is that helping anything? If one's got to do it, everybody should have to do it. Otherwise, it's stupidity and lunacy at its finest. So basically, to me, it's all about the money. La, 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 la. I hope I ain't spent all this time and money doing this again and it don't freaking work. Alright. That was a vacuum line down to the transmission, feed the actuators and stuff for the 4-wheel drive. Here's our vacuum for the Spark Advance. So everything from here back's done except for that one screw. And like I said, I was going to put the spark plugs in it and finish all that crap up, but of course it's an 85 and I don't understand why we can't get spark plugs for 85, but evidently it's old enough now that nobody stocks that crap. So I'm waiting on that until tomorrow. We're like I said before, we're like this one little bolt right here. I gotta buy a hose, and I know I need an air conditioner belt because it's stripped off. And then the rest of it is pretty much done. Here's the electric for the choke. Let's go ahead and hook up the cable for that. I have to go back there and find a little washer and cotter pin for that. But we're pretty much done. I mean, we could hook up the fuel line and all that crap. There's no sense of doing that until we get the air conditioner in so I can run it behind the air conditioner so it stays out of trouble. So that's where we're going to end this thing tonight. And then tomorrow evening, we should hear this thing run. And then we get to adjust the carburetor, adjust the timing, play with all that crap until we figure out if we think we got it close enough that the state of Tennessee will let us drive our car. Which I still don't freaking understand because it's brand freaking new motor. But again, it is what it is. Anyway, like I said, we're just doing what we can do while we can do it. I guess that's the end of this thing for tonight. Because there ain't no sense in going any further. I can stand here and talk all night. See y'all tomorrow.